Yeah, I think, Stiddy, he's really, really smart. He studies it, and he's like a second quarterback coach out there. And then on top of it too, he can make every single throw. I think, you've seen in the games he's played, for us and back with the Raiders, he's made some really incredible throws. And so yeah, no, we're really lucky to have him, and it'll be good on Sunday.
Zach Allen talking about Jarrett Stidham yesterday, but it is an Avs Ticket Tuesday, and it is powered by Papa Murphy's Take and Bake Pizza. Text Bridgewater with your first and last name to 303-504-0925. You get tickets to see the Avs in Ducks tomorrow night. Papa Murphy's $10 Tuesdays are your ticket to any large pizza for just $10. Order online at papamurphys.com. The keyword, though, is Bridgewater. The winner will be announced at 9:55 this morning. Stidham taking over for hopefully what will be 2 more games, but at least 1, is obviously not ideal. You want to have Bo Nix in this game, and there's things that I think Stidham can do that Bo Nix could do, and there's things that Stidham can't do that Bo Nix could as well. The big factor here is that you have to be able to get Jarrett Stidham a legitimate running game. And you really think about it, Bo Nix being hurt eliminates a huge part of what your run game was, especially recently. His ability to take off and run with the football was a threat that the defense had to honor because he's super athletic. That is not going to happen with Jarrett Stidham. Sean Payton, since he's taken over here, has not committed to the run game very often. And he has done that, I think, very clearly. What I thought last year, I think, has proven to be the case. He does not trust the people in the backfield. And that's why it is a lack of commitment to a run game sometimes. That was the case last year. He just didn't trust any combination of Javonte, Jaleel, Audric Estime. He didn't feel like good things would happen if he put the football in their hands. This year was different. For the first 10 weeks, J.K. Dobbins was a trusted member of that backfield. And you know this by just looking at the numbers. In J.K. Dobbins' time, the first 10 weeks of the season, toting the rock, being the number 1 guy for the Broncos, here's the carries that he had per game. 16, 14, 11, 16, 20, 14, 14, 15, 15, 18. That is a commitment to the run game. It hasn't really happened since because the other guys aren't like J.K. Dobbins. There's a consistency factor that's missing. J.K. Dobbins coming back to at least practice, and, the answer is very simple. Why not? Why wouldn't you? You got 2 games left. Open up the practice window. If he's good to play, sweet. If not, then no harm done. But he is doing things at practice, again, not directly with the roster right now, but sort of off to the side. I think that if he's able to play, it is a massive boost for you. You're already relying on a backup quarterback. They're going to need help. Jarrett Stidham has 4 starts in his career. He's going against a New England defense that is very, very good. J.K. Dobbins was 7th in the NFL in yards per carry. The only guys that had a better average per rush than J.K. Dobbins were A-Chain, James Cook, Derrick Henry, Bijan Robinson, Blake Corum, ironically, and Travion Henderson. Those are the only ones. Because he was consistent. Every time you gave him the football, it would be 4 to 5 yards with an occasional 15 to 20-yarder sprinkled in. He didn't lose yardage. The trouble you have now with guys, whether it's Jaleel or RJ Harvey or whoever, there's a lot of like negative 1-yard runs followed by an 8-yarder. And the consistency factor that is missing on each carry hurts you. And that's what Dobbins brings to the table. He gives Sean Payton the freedom of trusting the run game again, which leads to a more balanced offense. And here's the ironic thing. Like, I think he's going to have no choice but to trust the run game. Whether Dobbins plays or not, you aren't going to go out there and ask Stidham to throw the ball 45 times. He might be confident. I mean, he did say this.
Yeah, he's ready. He's ready. I said this at the beginning of the season. I feel like I've got a 2 that's capable of starting for a handful of number of teams, and I know he feels the same way. Watch out. Watch. Just watch.
I know he's confident. I don't think his strategy is going to be throw the ball 45 times. So he's going to have no choice but to stick with the run game. But God, would it be boosted a ton if J.K. Dobbins was there. Without a running game, it's just going to be, I think, borderline impossible to win. New England does too many things. They are a complete football team. They can run it. They can pass it. They can stop the run. They can stop the pass. They can get after the quarterback. They can do all that different stuff. But J.K. Dobbins, I think, would be huge. Huge in helping that. And Stidham's not like some helpless case. There's some backup quarterbacks that you have that if they enter the game, you're just like, we're screwed. And I don't think that's Stidham. Like, obviously, it's not the ideal situation. But I don't think just because he's getting a start, it means your chances have just flown out the window. It becomes more difficult. But Stidham, he's got ability. As far as backup quarterbacks go, I think he's one of the better ones that's out there. Truly. And you can look at the preseason stats and say, well, it's just preseason. But I think what it does show you, it gives you a glimpse into if he gets, an extended leash, he's capable of making some throws. Now, overall as a starter, I believe he's 1-3 in his career. But he is, put it to you this way. In the games that he has played, he's shown he can make some of the more difficult throws in the field in limited time. Like, I'll tell you guys right now, just in all transparency, I'm not going to wait until Friday to drop one of these on you because I think most people are going to think the same way that I do. You make me put my mortgage down on who's going to win this football game, I'm not putting it on Denver. You lose your quarterback, it's a massive hole that you're in. But what I'm telling you is it's not like this game's a foregone conclusion. I think the Broncos got a shot, and a decent one at that. You got a team that's walking in here with a quarterback who's in year 2, who is going to play in a really, really difficult environment. It's going to be loud. The altitude can mess with people who've never been in it before. But when you have a really good defense, you're always going to have a shot. And part of this, by the way, it's not like Drake May, who has been spectacular all year. He hasn't been spectacular in the playoffs. Go look at Drake May's numbers in these 2 playoff games that he's played. He hasn't lit the world on fire in those two. So through 2 games, Drake May had against the Chargers the 16-3 win over LA in that wild card round. He was 17-29, 268 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. It's a perfectly fine game, I suppose. Against Houston, 16-27, 179 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. And I really, truly feel like if C.J. Stroud wasn't so god-awful, it would look a little bit worse. There's one stat heading into this weekend that I think is something every Broncos fan should keep in mind, and it would give you a really good opportunity to capitalize on what might be one of the few weaknesses that the Patriots have. And we'll get there in just a couple of minutes. Reminder to you guys, the keyword for this hour is Bridgewater. So text that in your first and last name to 303-504-0925. That gets you in the running for tickets to see the Avs and Ducks tomorrow night. But the keyword for this hour is Bridgewater. The NBA All-Star teams were announced. Jokic is a starter again, not a huge surprise, still a good honor. The one thing that I'm curious, I am curious if Jamal is going to make an All-Star game or not. I know they named the starters already. If Jamal doesn't make it this year, I think there's going to be a really hard time that he ever makes one. Because I don't think that Jamal is capable of doing much better numbers than what he's done so far this season. He's averaging 26 points and 7 boards while shooting 49% from the floor, 45% from 3. I mean, he is this close statistically to putting up a 50-40-90 season. He needs 1 more percentage point in the field goal area. He's 5 clear the 3-point, and he's 0.7 percentage points away from being 90% on his free throws. If he doesn't make it this year, then it's just not going to happen for him. And it would be a real bummer because he has earned and deserved it this year. You know, the Nuggets, they've played a grand total of 43 games. Jamal's missed 4, which for him at this point in the calendar is pretty rare. And he's been asked to carry a much larger and heavier load than he's used to with no Jokic in the lineup for this extended stretch that he's been out. And in the meantime, what has Jamal done? He's kept this team to an above 500 record, and he's kept the Nuggets in the exact same place they were in the standings from when Jokic left. You can't ask him to do any more than he's already done. And so I really hope for his sake, because Jamal deserves some sort of accolade for what he's done in all this time here in Denver. I always thought that in the Western Conference Finals, they have that Western Conference Finals MVP, and part of me was like, can you give that one to Jamal? And when the Nuggets inevitably win the championship because you just felt it, give the NBA Finals MVP to Jokic? Because I wanted Jamal to have some sort of hardware for all of the positive work that he put in during that stretch, and he's still not gotten anything. As far as an individual accolade, he hasn't gotten one. And so what I want Jamal to make this All-Star game, because if he doesn't do it now, I don't know when the hell that would happen. And it's deserving. By the way, I heard PhD talking about this yesterday. David Adelman was talking about the Broncos game. Listen.
Did you hear about the Bills?
Yeah, I heard it was a catch, but they said it wasn't. I know. I'll be honest, really quick. Amazing game, and super happy for Denver, but I feel terrible for Bo Nix coming out of a game like that. That's just so classic and all time. And that call could have gone either way. Either way, they made all the plays. You know, they make the kick to win it. It's stuff like that in sports you hate seeing because it's not deserved after a game like that. you want the team that moves on to go with the momentum they have. So the next game is as good as that one was. So super bummed for my team, but really cool for the city of Denver.
Curious how you feel when you hear the head coach of the Nuggets talking about, very clearly he grew up a Bills fan. He likes Buffalo. He was rooting for them. Is this a faux pas? Is this something you can't have when you are making millions of dollars and in charge of one of the teams in this town? Because there's two schools of thought to this. One of them, I think it would be fraudulent if you just said, yeah, the team that I've liked my entire life, I'm abandoning for this game. Because I think you would call him out for being disingenuous and a liar. Like, make no mistake, guys, I love the Broncos. If the Broncos play the Lions in the Super Bowl, my father needs to see one of those before he dies. Okay? I will make no bones about where where I'm standing on this. But the good news is, it's kind of what Adelman said, it would be sort of a win-win. But I think it's even, I'm just a dude who talks. Okay, that's all I do. If you paid me millions of dollars to be the head coach of the Nuggets, I think I'd be a little bit more careful about saying these things out loud. Just because I know it's more like I wouldn't want to deal with the headache. Because I know Polumbus said you can't do that. But it's always a weird thing. Like, who was the Nuggets player that was like he was a Lakers fan?
You're thinking of Nick Bonito.
That's right, Bonito.
It was Nick Bonito, and I think it's because he grew up in Florida, so he probably caught some of that LeBron heat fever.
Right.
And when the Nuggets were beating LeBron's ass en route to their finals appearance and eventual championship,
yeah,
he was tweeting like, hey, my GOAT King gonna fill up the cup, bruh. And everybody was like, yo, you cannot be rooting for LeBron when they're playing the Nuggets. You are a Broncos player. That's one of the best rants that Raj ever went on back in the Dempsey and Company days. Raj went nuclear on Nick Bonito's ass for supporting the Lakers when they're playing our Nuggets.
And what was the other? Oh, yeah, Von Miller doing the jersey swap with, was it Kuzma of all people? I think it was Kyle Kuzma.
They just did a jersey swap because Von Miller and Kuzma are the only people that match each other's horrible fashion trends.
That is true.
And Westbrook. They're the big three.
Yeah, it's what's funny. I went on Russell Westbrook's site a couple years ago and just because I know he has a clothing line and I just looked at it and I go, Russ, I think you're the only person that can wear these. You're the only guy. Certainly not me. One last reminder. Your keyword for this hour is Bridgewater, so text that in your first and last name to 303-504-0925. That is for a chance to win tickets to see the Avs and the Ducks tomorrow night. Broadcasting for the Backus and Shanker Studios, Serious Lawyers for the Seriously Injured. There's one statistic, there's one thing, a chink in the armor, if you will, of the New England Patriots that I think could be fully exploited by the Broncos heading into this weekend's game, and I would go as far to call it a must. You have to be able to do this or you're going to stand no chance. We'll get to it next. All right, maybe this is the Nebraska in me coming out. But Nelly was just talking about, we had who's the sports betting dude who does
Chris
commercials?
Hodge.
Yeah. Nuggets going to play the Lakers tonight against that whiny baby Luka. The Nuggets are going to kill him. Call the number now. 444. Like that guy. And Nelly just goes, hey, ironically, sports gambling is not legal in California yet. I go, really? I go, that's what's weird about here. And I go, this is the Nebraska coming out in me, but you guys know I frequent bars quite a bit. And what I love in Nebraska when I go to a bar is I play a few games of Keno. I just like to have something on in the background. And I go, I live here. I can go to Shotguns, stop by the toy shop, go to the dispensary, get some mushrooms, take all of those by the fistful. And then I can't play Keno? That's illegal here? Well, I'm having a couple of drinks. And Nelly goes, I don't know what Keno is. He goes, are you saying quinoa?
Well,
said,
yes.
No, Keno.
As someone who lived in Boulder, Colorado for 5 years, I've eaten quinoa.
Yes.
But I have no idea what Keno is.
Keno is...
Do you mean keynote speaker? That's what you are every morning? This is your TED Talk?
Yes. Keno is an amazing game where you just pick some numbers. It's like a 10-minute lottery game that just shuffles through. You can get through like 30 games while you're out watching a football game somewhere. It's just something in the background that you could win a few bucks on. And it's not allowed here, and I hate it. I just want to go to a bar, have a drink, and pick 3 or 4 numbers and see if they pop up. It's not that hard. Keno's an amazing game. But, Nelly, look it up. You would love a Keno game. I know your brain works. Just something in the background. There is a defined weakness. If there is one that the Patriots have, it's this. And it just so happens to coincide with the thing you do best. Tasha says, Keno, Clark Griswold, Vegas vacation. I was just telling you, Nelly. Their weakness coincides with the thing that you do best. One statistical category for the New England Patriots this year where they were bottom 5 in the league and surrounded by really bad names to be surrounded by. Drake May takes a lot of sacks, a ton of them. He has taken 5 apiece in the 2 playoff games that he's participated in so far. But they are 4th worst in the NFL. He has been sacked the 4th most times out of anybody in the league over the course of the regular season. 47. The only players to take more sacks than Drake May this year are Geno Smith, awful. The offense, awful. Cam Ward, their offense, awful. And Justin Herbert, who is playing with the worst offensive line in the league. If you get pressure on the quarterback cannot be effective. What do the Broncos do really well? Hi, Zach Allen. Hi, Nick Benito. Hi, Jonathan Cooper. Hi, JFM. Hi, Malcolm Roach. The list goes on and on. That's where you can do it. This is going to have to be, sometimes it's not fair. You've relied on your defense all year, and it's unfair to keep asking them to do things for you. Guess what? It's your time. And you know what, defense? You got bailed out last week. Bo Nix did. He bailed you out. You did not play an incredibly sharp game. But if there's one area that you can capitalize on what New England doesn't do well, it's that. You get after him, by the way, makes life really, really difficult on Drake May. And I think it's part of the reason why he's had just a so-so sort of run towards the playoffs or through the playoffs so far. But the amount of games in which he's taken 4 sacks, 5 sacks, 6, 3, there's been a ton of them. You can speed up that clock a little bit. You can get it in a rowdy environment and do so in a way that you can make a young quarterback who has not been in this moment before, even in his college days. It's not like he was competing for college football playoffs. You can put him in a pressure cooker while making him uncomfortable. Texter said, yeah, but the Texans have a great pass rush, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter because their quarterback turned the ball over 4 times. It would have mattered had C.J. Stroud been capable of hanging on to the football. Get pressure on the quarterback, get pressure on Drake May, make him uncomfortable, make him feel all the weight on his shoulders when you have a 3rd and 8 and he knows they're coming. If you can do that, you can give yourself a real shot just by keeping the point total low, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, you make one big play, maybe the game flips on its ear. But there are a couple of musts in this game if the Broncos are going to win it. The one first and foremost, and there's a fine line and a balance between playing the game not to make mistakes, but you also can't play scared. And I think that's the line that Stidham's got to find. He's got to be able to weave that sort of perfect little route of, I don't want to put the football in harm's way. I have to do everything in my power to not give extra opportunities to that New England offense. But also, you have to go out and make some plays too. You have to. But you get pressure on Drake May, you're going to give yourself a shot. 303-504-0925. Shot Mazda text line, one price, one person, 1 hour. Texters are saying, well, you can go to Blackhawk, Brett. I don't want to drive an hour to go do this. Why can't I just do it at my local bar? Again, might be the Nebraska coming out in me. But you go to a bar, you can play Keno. Doesn't matter where it's at.
Or you could take the Central City Parkway, exit 243, take the 4 lanes to fun.
It's just, I like going to Blackhawk. I think it's beautiful up there. I love going to the casino. That is an investment that you're making into your day. That's all I'm saying. I can't have a little fun side game over here to do. Can't do that. 303-504-0925. So a lot to get to. Remember, it's an Avalanche Ticket Tuesday, so pay attention to those keywords on the 20s every hour. Altitude Sports Radio 92.5, your home for Westwood One's coverage of the NFL. Tune in on Sunday to hear the national call of Broncos and Patriots and Seahawks and Rams. Why? Because Altitude Sports Radio loves football. Of course.
Altitude Sports Radio loves football.
Can watch the show live on Twitch. Twitch.tv. Search Altitude SR in the search bar. The Altitude TV simulcast. That is the Safeway Twitch feed. Order online. Safeway does the rest. Get easy delivery or free pickup with the same great deals. Get started at Safeway.com or in the Safeway app. Safeway. Fresh foods, local flavors. Can also watch on YouTube. Subscribe to the Altitude Sports Radio channel and don't miss anything from Denver's #1 sports station, Altitude Sports Radio 92.5, including that Altitude Daily recap of all the best stuff you can't miss from the best shows in Denver. Moser, Lombardi, and Kane starts next.
2 seconds to go. 1 second. Sound the horn. The Colorado Avalanche are back on track. After their first regulation loss here on Friday, they get another regulation win here on Monday. They take the caps lock off and beat Washington 5-2.
Beck steps up, delivers downfield, intercepted! Jamari Sharp makes the pick that will clinch Indiana's first national championship.
When it comes to that culture you were just talking about, meshing the recruits you're getting and some of the guys you kept, where does that process start? I mean, what
do you mean? I don't get the question.
Well, when you recruit them, how do you sell your vision of your culture?
Who are you talking about? The high school guys, the transfers? Who?
All of the above. I mean, how do you? Is there?
It's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
You got to think about this. That's when he first got to Indiana. And Indiana is, I know this because I lived in Big Ten country long enough. When you play FCS school to start the season to get yourself, ready coming up. So it's like, hey, let's go ahead and schedule Southeastern Kentucky for week 1. And it's like, all right, we'll just get this out of the way, get our feet under us. Indiana was seen, at least in Big Ten conference play, as the team that's a step above that. He comes in, he goes, I win, Google me, and since then has lost 2 football games, including finishing an undefeated 16-0 season. That is one of the most remarkable turnarounds I've ever seen. It's amazing. Crazy.
It's truly remarkable to behold what he's done in these last 2 seasons. And what he did this year, the first team to win 16 games, 16-0. But let me tell you something. As much as I admire him, with 2 minutes to play, I thought he got a little too conservative. Yeah. And it almost cost him.
Well, the funny thing is he got ultra aggressive 7 minutes prior to that.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have lined up, and they were going to line up for the field goal. The field goal team got on late to go up 6, and then they had to call the timeout, and they're like, screw it. Which, by the way, I've been on record as saying this. Fernando Mendoza really weirds me out. He's just an odd guy. What did I say he was, Nelly? He's Kirk Cousins if he had 5 Red Bulls or something.
Give all the glory to God!
That play that he made on 4th and 5 on that draw, for him to be a Heisman Trophy winner who won now a national title at a school that nobody thought could win a national title, that is like a play straight out of a movie. 4th and 5... break
the
a couple,
Elway helicopter.
Yeah.
It was the Elway helicopter play.
Sacrifice your body, jump in the end zone. He was beat up all night by Miami, and it started early. When he did that read option, and 3 seconds after he gave up the ball, he gets smacked right in the chin. Mouth starts bleeding right out of the gate. He's a fun player to watch, man. He really is. But I'm with you. It was so weird to me. I thought that game was over 4 different times, and then Malachi Toney would make a play, and then Miami's right there back in it.
Miami's really good.
Yeah, of course.
Miami's a really good football team. And to just think that Miami was on the borderline of not making the playoff, this is what's stunning to me. Miami gave Indiana the toughest assignment of the season. Think about it.
They rolled through Bama, and they rolled through Oregon. Killed them.
And Miami gave them everything they wanted and then some. And to think that they barely snuck in.
Well, they didn't even make their own conference championship game in a weak conference, by the way. I mean, I don't think they should have gotten some free pass. Now, to their credit, they capitalized on it. It was just, it's a hell of a game. Really good.
I thought that throw at the end there, they still had plenty of time left.
I know.
They had 3 or 4 more plays to go to get into that range where you could really make a shot at the end zone, take a shot at the end zone. I think they got a little too greedy. I mean, you got a postdoctorate school, a guy who hasn't been to school in 18 years, making those decisions for you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little too aggressive. Now, look, Moser, I'm going to open this up to you. I don't know how much talking you want to do today. I heard Moser before the show. I feel bad for our boy.
What's wrong with him?
Our boy can't speak.
Let me hear it.
I'm a little afraid.
I thought you were done with this.
I did too. Nighttime. It's something about the nighttime that creates the badness of the bad. It's something about the nightfall when the sun sets and the chest goes to work.
Yeah.
I sound like the guy from the movies. In a world where mucus meets mind.
You sound like Westwood One guy.
Westwood One.
Altitude Sports Radio loves football.
I remember when I had this.
Loves football.
Like a year and a half ago, I had this, and I could do a really good Jason Statham. You remember that?
Yes. Oh, I remember. Right. I remember that.
Hey, say this. Yeah, what's the job? Say that.
Yeah. What's the job?
Yeah,
That's good.
Statham.
Vic, I thought he sounded like, I have a very particular set of skills.
Yeah, that too.
And I will find you.
You took my daughter. I'm going to come bust your head.
Shockey gave us all those little mic cushions.
Yo,
to
I
prevent-
have mine. Yeah, hold on, let me get it.
Make sure you get
Yeah,
that
you
on
go
there
get that.
so that nobody that follows you gets your disease.
In the meantime, the game last night I thought was great. Here's one thing that I took away from Indiana winning. Where do you go, Moj? Turn that off first. Yeah, I was going to drive me nuts. The one thing, like, I really dislike a lot of what college football is becoming. Are you laughing at Moj putting that on? I said it to Nelly yesterday. I said, because of the color of it and these things don't like totally fit on there, it looks like Moser's microphone is Tyrone Bigham's.
It's a hat for my mic.
But
anyway,
listen.
If I go like this, I can really belt it out.
Okay, listen. I dislike a lot of what college football and college sports in general has become. I think that the transfer portal and the NIL stuff has gotten out of control. But Indiana doesn't win without this, and I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think that all of these things that we might not like right now has actually opened up a pathway for teams like Indiana to become actual contenders in college football. Like Vanderbilt, like a whole bunch of other teams.
Yeah.
That part of it is actually cool because now it's, I mean, think about it, guys. We got a national championship game was Indiana and Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's happening if this stuff all doesn't take place. I think you're probably getting Bama and Georgia and Ohio State and all those schools.
Well, it's also 3 straight years of non-SEC schools winning the national title.
Yeah. And the third straight for the Big Ten. Third different team.
Yep. So my response was next year they'll make sure that 10 of 12 SEC teams get into the tournament.
I have some requests.
Okay.
Autobots, roll out.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what that is. That
the other thing about that game last night that was, again, Indiana winning the way they did almost was better. They made it dramatic. It wasn't just, toe-to-toe beatdown. They are normally the cleanest operation in the country. They had the fewest penalties in the country, and they shot themselves in the foot with penalties.
Yeah, they did.
Late. That false start when they were about to put the game away.
I know.
Big. That personal foul hitting the quarterback, hitting Beck. Big.
Yep.
They made some uncharacteristic mistakes and still found a way to win.
I guess my question from this point on is sustainability for Indiana, because Mendoza's going to go number 1 overall to the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So last year they had a kid, Rourke. Remember that kid? The kid
Yes, I do.
The kid who lost. He played the entire
He's pretty
season.
good.
Well, he's on the 49ers now.
Yeah.
So I guess if you're Indiana, you're just going to have to keep trying to find that next guy. Like Notre Dame is doing.
They got the kid from TCU. He's their quarterback.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah,
I guess
Hoover.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they already did. They already paid him a ton of money.
And I was watching.
They're a step ahead.
I was watching Carson Beck last night as well. He's got an eyeball thing.
I'll just tell you what he looks like. He looks like he's high 24/7 is what he looks like.
Well, I mean, I feel for him because it's such a heavy load for class. He's got so many.
Yeah, he's got so many credits. Yeah, he's got 18. He's taken 18 units this semester, right?
It's a very difficult process for him. You got all those assignments you're responsible for, and you're trying to juggle that in football.
So if he graduated 2 years ago, So what's he doing in Miami
He's
now?
hanging out on the beach.
He hangs out at the beach and goes to football and does what? Drives a Ferrari or something?
That's what he's doing. He's not going to class.
This is
There's no
not
such
college
thing as going to
football
class.
He was dating one of the Cavinder twins.
Cavender.
What, one of the blonde ones?
Well, they're both.
Well, they're twins.
And they're twins.
You're kidding me. That guy was?
Yeah, not anymore, but he was.
He's got county eyes. You know what that means?
Like he's been locked up in county?
Yeah, it's soiled. It gave me such a bad taste in my mouth to see Miami in that position because I have a deep-rooted hatred for Miami. Now, at the same time, I thought Miami was going to win the game. A very talented team. And that number 10 kid is something else. Malachi Tony is...
And he turned 18, right? But he was 17 when the year started?
Yeah, he should be in high school. He's the most electrifying
Unreal.
college player I've seen since Rocket Ismail.
Yeah,
he
he's a
reminds me a
total
lot
stud.
of Rocket Ismail.
He's a total
and
stud.
The fact they didn't hand him the ball or give him the ball in almost every possession late like that, it defies logic because he can make a play.
Well, he did. He made the play late in the game to keep him in it.
So I guess the question is, outside Signetti, who's probably a huge, huge figure in it, huge aspect of it, does this make you think that anybody could rise up?
No, well, look,
Well,
not
you have to have
anybody.
a lot of things.
You have to have some things that are still like available to you. You have to have some money. You have to have some money to spend, as all champions would have to. Like, you aren't going to have some school that has no NIL money that's going to win a national title.
Okay, the crappiest team in the Big Ten is Purdue. Could the Boilermakers do that?
Historically speaking, I don't know if it's Purdue. I think it's Illinois. Illinois is crap every year. They have an occasional pulse that they show.
Okay, could the Illini do what Miami has done? I mean, not Miami, sorry, Indiana has done?
If you have the right alum,
Rutgers.
if you have a Mark Cuban-like who's willing to donate big bucks, and what Signetti does that's different than all these new schools now, these schools are hiring GMs. He said himself, I am the GM. He's doing it all.
See, but his difference is when you get that influx of cash, even if you get the Mark Cuban donor who's like, here's $5 million, go spend it. I think a lot of guys would take that money and be like, all right, who's the best quarterback in the market? We'll get him. What did he do? He went out, and yes, he got Mendoza, but I got this little 3-star guy who's a 23-year-old who's really good here. I got a 24-year-old who's really good. I'll put him in right here. This guy's 25. He's a 6-year guy. I'm going to put him in here. Like, they stacked the roster with veterans.
They're going the BYU route. They're making BYU look young. It was we knew this for years. Like the BYU squad had a real big advantage. They were starting 26-year-olds at positions, and people were like, "Come on, what are we doing here?" That's exactly what Indiana's done. That's what they're doing.
By the way, anybody who grew up playing sports or who has kids who play sports knows this. There is a massive difference between a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old.
You think?
And there's a massive difference between an 18-year-old, maybe not 18, 19, but 18 and 23 is a huge difference.
Look at the pictures, the early pictures of Jamal and Joker when they were 21, 22, and then look at them when they were 26 and 27, and you tell me if there's a difference. Huge difference.
My first day that I got to college, playing baseball of all sports, where being in shape isn't the biggest thing that you need, I got in the huddle in my first college practice. I looked around at the seniors, and I was like, these guys are different than me. Like, these are grown men. I just left college or high school 3 months ago. It was totally different, and I think it's a huge advantage for them. So, Indiana, congrats to them. They're national champions. I don't think that anybody's super upset by it either, which is nice.
What do you mean it's nice? What do
you mean?
What do you mean by super upset by it? What does that mean?
I don't think that anybody's like, how about this? I don't always buy the sports needs a villain. I don't think that that's the case all the time. I don't think so. I don't think you need to have somebody to root for. Oh, yes, it will happen.
Give them time. See, that's the beauty of sports. Right now, they're beloved. Right now, Signetti can do no wrong, right? Give them a little time and see what happens in sports.
Well, Brett's already predicted. Because, by the way, you have an attitude this morning, too, Vic. You've come with an attitude. What do you mean? Roar.
No. This is what I love This is why I love college football. I love college football because of the debate, because there are villains, because there are teams you hate and teams you like and teams never want to see win a game. That's the beauty of college football. It's territorial. It's tribal.
Your boy here's already made a prediction, though.
Oh, yeah.
He said
I know it.
he thinks at least by next November.
I said next November.
But probably next October, he's going to hate Signetti's face.
100%. This is the cycle of
I know
sport.
what's going to happen.
100%.
It's the same thing. Like, I thought Steph was cool for a while. Not anymore.
When?
Remember when the Tom Brady story was a cool story?
Yeah.
I got stale in a hurry.
I thought Ant was cool for a while.
Hey, just quickly here. It's a Avs Ticket Tuesday. I do want to get to the Broncos. And look, we asked Adam Schefter yesterday, is there any update on J.K. Dobbins? Well, here's the update. They opened up his practice window. Now, I don't think that means much of anything yet, because why the hell wouldn't you? There's a maximum of 2 games left you're going to play. You open up the window, see if he's ready to go, and if he is, great. If not, whatever. But if he is good enough to go, it's a massive difference that we'll get to in a bit, along with the Avs game from yesterday as they bounce back despite it feels like every call that could have got against them in that game did, and it didn't matter. So we'll get to all that along with a keyword next.
It is 2026. If you're dealing with any kind of form of erectile dysfunction, get past it. Move on from it. Get rid of that frustration, that embarrassment, whatever you're feeling, and call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Again, 2026. Fix yourself. It's no big deal, right? Tell yourself that, and then get on over there and get it taken care of, because the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, their treatments work when the pills or the herbals fail. Success rates well over 90%. And they've been in business here in the Front Range for nearly a decade, successfully treated tens of thousands of men. It's a brand new year. Make the resolution to treat your ED, change your life. Call them today. The initial visit, only $99. You got the consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, TPSA test, and a medically advised to test those right there in the office. If it doesn't work, then your visit is free, but it's going to work and you're going to be happy. 5 locations from Fort Collins all the way down to Colorado Springs. So here's the number. Call them today. 720-440-7900. That's 720-440-7900. Or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
It's another Avs Ticket Tuesday, and your keyword for this hour is Brady. Text Brady in your first and last name to 303-504-0925. You're entered to win tickets, a chance to win tickets for the Avs and Ducks tomorrow night. Check out $10 Tuesdays at Papa Murphy's. Any large pizza is just $10. Order at papamurphys.com. The keyword, though, is Brady in your first and last name to 303-504-0925.
I've had a couple of people on the text line reach out and ask where they can buy these hats that I'm wearing. Explain the hat I'm wearing.
It says 92.5 FM.
On the back, it says Altitude Sports Radio. We made these hats a few years ago for Broncos training camp. We do not have any left, but if you wish to acquire some, get a hold of Kevin Shockey. I'm sure he'd be happy to make more.
Well, it was the wrong color to begin with.
I'm offended.
You screwed the whole thing up. It was all your idea, and you screwed it up.
The fact
that people want them.
The fact that colorblind man designed hats without the acknowledgement or help of anybody else is just. And by the way, out of all people, I'm a hat guy here. Yeah. I could have helped you design a hat.
Let me see you design a hat then. I'm the one who got it done.
These are from years ago, not recently.
Hey, Moser, did you get it done? I'm just curious. Did you get it done?
Well, Vic, I didn't get it done because I wouldn't do such a half-assed job like you did.
Hey, Brett, did you get it done?
I was just saying, if you got the clearance, which is like pulling teeth to try and get a couple of bucks.
It ain't clearance. It's just getting it done.
To get a couple bucks spent around here, take the time to consult. That's all I'm saying.
What's wrong with the color scheme? What's the problem here?
It's very like a basic hat. The hat, by the way, like it doesn't even go all the way down on your head like it should.
The whole thing sucked. The design
it's like a top hat.
In addition to the colors and the design, the fit was terrible. I threw mine out.
Well, there are people on the text line that want some.
Well, go find the go to the dump from 6 years ago and dig.
That's embarrassing. You guys, that's embarrassing. Okay, well, let's see if anybody can do better. I tell you what, hat guy, Brett, you're in charge of the new hat campaign. Before the Super Bowl, when the Broncos go there, I'm sure there are a lot of people that are going to be listening to our show, and maybe we'll give away some hats, some 92.5 hats. So I tell you what, between now and then, come up with some hats.
I will say this.
I'll come up with a great design. I got you. Don't you worry about that.
We haven't had hats and shirts in a long time.
Been a minute.
Do we have any 92.5 swag
It's about
at
time.
all?
It's about time.
We have nothing.
And now I have nothing.
And if I can put in a request, Brett, if you are the hat guy, then this is what I want to see on the hat.
Denver's #1 sports station, Altitude Sports Radio, number 25. Yeah, number 25.
Number 25.
Hey, so I want to get to the Broncos in a second, but quickly, yesterday, I took baby Jamal Kale out to Ball Arena. She caught a little bit of that Avs game yesterday, which, I mean, the Avs bounced back to get the win against the Caps. Two different things, just right off the top of my head. The phantom trip that they called on Wedgwood looked like they were originally going to call it on Sammy G behind the net. Between that and then the goalie interference on Marty Necas, I don't know what the hell was going on with the refs yesterday, but we got Bednar after the game talking about this. So
before you do that,
yeah,
I immediately tweeted this out. But not that you follow me religiously or anything, because I don't think that you do you?
Not really.
That's because you're a jerk. You're a bad partner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's this say?
I'm going to be honest. I don't know what goaltender interference in the NHL is anymore, so please don't talk or don't ask me ever again.
Okay. That's what I said. Now, what'd the coach say?
Go ahead, Nelly.
Well, it's on your board.
It's on. Oh, my. I got it.
It looked like Wedgwood had his stick knocked out, and then the guy tripped over it. I mean, what was what did you see on that?
That's exactly what I saw. Their guy skated through, knocked the stick out of his hands, and tripped on it behind the net. Yeah, I mean, you tell me if it's a penalty or not. Obviously, it is tonight.
So that was on the trip.
Right.
I don't know what you do. Now,
how about the disallowed goal?
I don't have that one on here.
Steve, you're a disappointment to your entire family.
Wow, easy there, Liam Neeson. Sorry, it was tough to parse out all of Bednar's answers since he was going,
yes.
Oh, yeah, the Capitals did some things and we did some things.
I don't like him. Wait, what? When did
No,
Bednar,
you said like
when
Todd
did
Bowles,
Bednar become?
Todd Bowles?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I like the way we started our game,
You had
but we
Bednar-
could have done some things better.
Bednar became like Canadian Cleveland from Family Guy for a second. Anyway, the point is, you score shortly after that disallowed goal, and I love how McKinnon gave it a pretty emphatic puck don't lie point at the back of the net. Like, take that goal away.
I loved it, yeah. Well, the coach was asked about goalie interference, and he said essentially the exact same thing that I said.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is anymore. Don't ask me. I don't know. I can't tell. The calls that are allowed, goals that are allowed, goals that are disallowed. I just don't. I don't know anymore.
I'll tell you exactly why I would have allowed the goal, even if you thought it was goalie interference. Because the thing is, like, Nichushkin was in front of him and caught a little bit of his stick, and that put it on the ground. That's the interference part. I'm going to allow the goal because why the hell are your glove and blocker flying off your hands? Like, that is just, that's embellishment. How the hell would that happen? Have you ever seen a goalie who, trying to make a save, loses both his glove and blocker without being touched?
Stuff just flies off him.
It was
Jared
like,
Bednar is at a melting point. He has no idea what to call anymore, what to think anymore of these. He has no idea what goalie interference is. Nobody knows. Is it the vague calls in all sports? Like, what call compares to the goalie interference call?
Pass interference
that
sometimes.
call is easier to call, or easier to judge to me, or I'm sorry, harder. Goalie interference is harder to judge than the catch rule in the NFL. The catch, I think, is way easier to try and get your mind wrapped around. Goalie interference, it's just like, I don't know, ref, what's going on in your head.
You know why? Because you don't know when it starts and when it ends.
Yeah.
What constitutes the start of goalie interference? Was it 5 minutes earlier? Yeah, 5 minutes earlier, he was in the crease.
Because I do think on the tripping call on Wedgwood, didn't the same thing happen? The stick got knocked out of his hands, and then the guy tripped over it himself. And they're like, Wedgwood's fault.
I want to see what kind of thinkers you boys are. Vic, are you a very deep thinker?
Not really.
Yeah, obviously no thought went into that hat design that you designed. It was terrible. Zero thought. Come up with something stupid. Have you ever laid in bed and tried to think, okay, what's beyond the edge of the universe? What and then what's beyond that?
Nope, never done that.
Don't care.
Never done it.
I don't care what people are doing way out there. I mean, maybe if there's golf, there's a couple golf courses I can access. Great. Otherwise, I don't care what they're doing.
Some golf course and
welcome to Venus Dunes.
Yes.
I mean, you actually spend time, precious time. We only have so much time on this world and in this. You spend time thinking about what they're doing beyond the galaxy. I don't care.
Well, I find it fascinating. I have a telescope at home.
Well, what are you going to do?
My point is that hurts my brain the same way trying to figure out what goalie interference is hurts my brain. I don't know, and the fact that I can't get a remedy, the fact that I can't get an answer gnaws at me.
No, I have no clue what it is still to this day. I don't mind saying it.
Yeah, he'll join us tomorrow, by the way. Reminder, the keyword for this hour is Brady, so text that in your first and last name to 303-504-0925. Just quickly here, heard this when Rachel Toss was on the Jumbotron before the game, that Val was a late scratch. And I go, uh-oh, you're already out Taves, you're already out Landeskog. I don't like that Val's just randomly missing a game. Turns out he got into a car accident on the way en route to the rink.
Correct.
And wasn't a serious car accident. It was a bad fender bender, I guess is what they call it.
It sounded like, people hit a patch of ice and it's bang.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, that kind of thing.
So I'm assuming precautionary is why they held him out for that game. He seems fine.
Yeah, he got to the rink apparently. And they looked him over. Okay, why don't you, probably shaking up a little bit. Why don't you take today off?
Yeah. Here's Bednar after the game.
It looked like Wedgwood had his stick knocked out and then the guy tripped over.
My bad.
Yeah.
Wrong one. Here we go.
Yeah, he got in a car wreck on the way to the rink to the game, so he had some minor injuries. Came to the rink, got checked out, and everything seems to be okay, just not good enough to play tonight. Just a little bit of a precautionary day, and we'll see what tomorrow brings for him.
So, sounds like he's going to be all right, but was weird to hear that before the game started. Now, so the Avs win yesterday. Good on them. We got the Nuggets and Lakers tonight.
Well, Vic, you've put your car in a ditch. I'm not saying that Val did that. I'm just saying that, listen, with the snow, dudes, okay? I mean, you can get where the shade goes down. That it never goes away. It's just ice. And so you could be doing 2 miles per hour, and you could just push your car down the street on the ice. There's nothing you can do.
But Val seems to be all right. The
goodness.
Avs win yesterday. We got Nuggets and Lakers tonight. But in the meantime, the Broncos open up the practice window for J.K. Dobbins. Now, I don't think that this means that J.K. is going to play or anything like that this weekend. Hopefully he does. But this feels to me like we have a max of 2 games left. He's on IR. Let's take him off, open up the window, and just see what happens. I heard Jeff Legwold talking yesterday, too. Kreckman and Lindahl said he looked good working out over to the side, but he goes, but he's not in pads, so I don't know how to judge that. I'll tell you this much. If J.K. Dobbins plays in this game, I will feel a ton better about the Broncos' chances. A ton.
You have nothing to lose to have him practice this week, because even if he doesn't play, you make the Patriots have to think about it, right? You put him out there, you prop him up. I think it's still a long shot that he plays, to be honest with you, because running on the side is one thing, but getting in pads and cutting on a field, it's how he injured the foot to begin with. Hell, it's how Bo Nix broke his ankle,
or
by cutting.
Getting your foot rolled up on even, or something like that when you're being tackled. Like, I'm with you. I think it's a long shot, but there is something that, with him specifically, especially to the offense, and now with Bo Nix being out. Bo Nix was your running game last weekend, because he had to be. Without him, Jarrett Stidham's not going to fill that void. What J.K. Dobbins does more than anything else is provide confidence in your run game for Sean Payton. And I think one thing has been confirmed, a thought that I had from last year that we didn't really know the answer to. And we always thought, does Sean Payton not run the football as consistently as we would like because he just doesn't want to, or because he doesn't like the personnel that he had? I think it's very clear it's about personnel. He did not have that issue with J.K. Dobbins. J.K. was getting 15, 16, 17 carries a game. That's a commitment to the run game with him. Now, with R.J. Harvey and Jaleel McLaughlin, they got, last week, 4 carries and 6 carries? It's different.
You're watching what I'm watching. Does it look like the Broncos have a run game?
No.
No, it does not, Vic.
In fact, I would invite this if I'm the Broncos. Certainly no one's going to reveal the game plan. Lean all the way into the pass game. You got a guy who's, listen, he's not Bo Nix. Jarrett Stidham is not going to run around the field. But I tell you what, he's got a hell of an arm. I've seen his arm. I've seen him throw. He's got a great arm.
He does.
Throw the hell out of the ball. I mean, I am talking about this entire game plan is throwing the ball. What do you get to lose?
The AFC Championship?
Yeah, I still think.
Can you run? I'm going to ask again. Can the Broncos run the ball?
No.
I would find out early in the game.
Why are we wasting our breath trying to force a run game when we've seen it time and time again? We've hit our head against the wall. They can't run the ball consistently. They haven't all year.
Unless JK's back. No, that's not true. When JK was in, they ran the football great.
Even then, it was occasionally.
Dude,
it wasn't a consistent
They were top 5 running team in the league.
Okay. All right.
When JK was out,